I watched my wife and my brother have sex in my guest house on a Tuesday afternoon through a nanny cam I'd installed 3 weeks earlier, and the only thing I could think was, Super Bowl Sunday is in 73 days. That's when everyone will know. If you've got some time and maybe a strong drink, settle in. Because what I'm about to tell you isn't just about catching my wife cheating. It's about catching her cheating with the one person I never thought would betray me. It's about spending 3 months planning the most calculated revenge I've ever pulled off. And it's about the moment I realized that winning doesn't always feel like winning. So why did I wait 73 days to expose them? Why not confront them that Tuesday or that week or even that month? Because I'm a Marine, and Marines don't react. We plan, we prepare, and we execute. And on February 9th, 2025, at halftime of the Super Bowl, in front of 43 people, I executed. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me back up. 5 years ago, I built my house with my own hands. Every beam, every nail, every window, I built it for my family. I'm Daniel Morrison, but everyone calls me Dan. I'm 29, I own a construction and renovation company here in North Carolina, and for most of my life, I thought I knew what family meant. I thought it meant loyalty. I thought it meant having each other's backs no matter what. I thought wrong. My wife, well, ex-wife now, her name is Amanda. When I met her 6 years ago, she was an ER nurse with this incredible smile and this way of making you feel like you were the only person in the room. We got married fast, maybe too fast, but I was sure. We had 2 kids, Chloe, who's 6 now, and Mason, who just turned 3. For 5 years, I thought we were building something real. My brother Tyler is 4 years younger than me, 25, and for most of his life, I've been more than his brother. I've been his safety net. Our dad left when I was 15 and Tyler was 11. I became the man of the house overnight. I joined the Marines at 18, sent money home to help mom with Tyler. When I got out and started my construction business, Tyler was struggling. He'd dropped out of community college, couldn't hold down a job, had some issues with drinking in his early 20s. So when he needed a place to stay in March of 2023, I didn't even hesitate. Come stay in the guest house, I told him. Rent-free. Get back on your feet, bro. No pressure. I'd just finished renovating the guest house on our property. A nice little studio with a kitchenette, bathroom, about 400 square feet. It was supposed to be for when Amanda's parents visited, or maybe an Airbnb someday. Instead, it became Tyler's home, and Amanda was supportive about it. That's what family does, she said. Family first. Always. That was my philosophy. Tyler promised he'd help around the house, find a job soon, contribute somehow. And for a while, it seemed fine. The kids loved having Uncle Tyler around. He'd play with them in the yard, watch cartoons with them on Saturday mornings. My mom lived 10 minutes away, Amanda's parents 20 minutes away. We had this whole support system, this whole community. I was working my ass off with the business. I had 15 employees. We were booked 6 months out. I was leaving at 6 in the morning and getting home at 7 most nights. But I was building something for my family. Amanda worked 3 12-hour shifts a week as an ER nurse. Her schedule rotated, so sometimes she'd work days, sometimes nights. Tyler was usually around during the day. Sometimes if Amanda's schedule overlapped with mine and we needed someone to watch the kids, Tyler would help out. It seemed like the perfect setup. I should have known better. Looking back, the signs were there as early as last fall. October, November of 2023. Small things. Amanda seemed stressed, distant. She said she was exhausted from work. Our sex life, which had never been crazy but was always good, just stopped. I'm just tired, babe, she'd say. I believed her. Why wouldn't I? She worked in an ER. That shit's draining. Tyler still hadn't found steady work by November. 8 months of living rent-free. And he was still applying places and interviewing, but nothing ever panned out. I started to get frustrated. One night in early November, I brought it up to Amanda. Should Tyler start paying rent, or at least contribute to groceries? He's been here 8 months. She got defensive immediately. He's your brother. He's family. I thought family came first with you. I backed down, felt guilty for even bringing it up. Amanda was right. Family did come first. I told myself to be patient, to give Tyler more time. That was the last time I questioned anything, for a while. Christmas of 2023 should have been perfect. We hosted the whole family at our house, 30-some people, my mom, Amanda's parents, siblings, cousins, the works. I decorated the house myself, strung lights on the beams I'd installed with my own hands, set up the tree in the corner I'd built out specifically for Christmas. It should have felt like home. Instead, I felt like a stranger there. I walked into the kitchen at one point, saw Amanda and Tyler laughing together. Her hand was on his arm. They jumped apart when they saw me, like I'd caught them doing something wrong. But what could they be doing wrong? Laughing? I was being paranoid. "What's so funny?" I asked. "Oh, Tyler was just showing me a meme," Amanda said too quickly. A meme. Right, I let it go. But it sat in my gut like a stone. New Year's came. I made a resolution. Stop being paranoid, trust more. Be a better husband, a better brother. I planned this epic Super Bowl party for February. 2024 was a home game year for my team, and I'd been hosting Super Bowl parties for 7 years straight. It was tradition. This was going to be the biggest one yet. This will bring us all together, I thought. I had no idea how right I was. January rolled around, and the weirdness continued. Amanda's phone suddenly had a passcode. It never had one before. When I asked about it, she said, "Oh, one of the nurses at work told me I should for security." Fine, reasonable. She started going to the gym more often. Amanda had never been a gym person in the 5 years I'd known her. Now she was going 3-4 times a week. I thought maybe she was trying to get healthier, feel better. I supported it. Tyler was out looking for jobs constantly, but never had interviews to report. He'd leave in his truck for hours, come back with nothing to show for it. And here's the thing I noticed but couldn't quite put my finger on. Amanda and Tyler were never in the same room when I was home. It's like they avoided each other too much. If Tyler was in the living room and I came home, he'd suddenly remember he had something to do in the guest house. If Amanda was making dinner and Tyler came in, she'd get quiet, tense. I told myself I was imagining things. Then came January 23rd, 2024, a Tuesday. A Tuesday that changed everything. I was on a job site that morning. We were renovating a kitchen across town. Around 2 in the afternoon, the sky opened up. Pouring rain, the kind where you can't work. I sent the crew home early, headed back to my house. When I pulled into the driveway, Amanda's car was there. That was weird. She was supposed to be at work. She'd left that morning in her scrubs, said she had a 12-hour shift. Tyler's truck was gone. He'd mentioned that morning he had a job interview. I walked into the house quietly. Didn't know why I was being quiet, but I was. The house was silent except for the TV in the living room. I looked in. The kids were there, watching cartoons. But they weren't alone. Sarah, our neighbor, was sitting on the couch with them. "Hey, Sarah," I said. "What are you doing here?" She looked surprised to see me. "Oh, Dan, hi. Amanda asked me to watch the kids for an hour while I think she said she needed to run an errand. An errand. In the middle of her shift, when her car was in the driveway. "Where is she?" I asked. "Upstairs, I think. She said she'd be right back." I walked upstairs. Our bedroom door was closed, locked from the inside. I knocked, rustling inside, footsteps. Amanda opened the door, flushed, wearing a robe. "Dan, you scared me. What are you doing home?" Job site rained out. "Why is the door locked?" I didn't want the kids to wake me. I called in sick. I wasn't feeling well, so I came home to nap. I looked past her into the bedroom. The bed was definitely messed up, but something felt wrong. The window? The one that faced the guest house. The curtains were drawn. We never closed those curtains during the day. "You okay now?" I asked. Yeah, just needed rest. I'll go relieve Sarah." I didn't push it, but I couldn't shake the feeling. That night, lying in bed next to Amanda, I stared at the ceiling. The ceiling I'd vaulted myself, installed the beams, finished the drywall, and thought, something is very wrong here. The next day, I went to Best Buy. Bought 3 nanny cams, small, discreet, the kind you'd never notice. I told myself I was being crazy, that I was installing them for the kids' safety, to make sure babysitters were doing their jobs. That's what I told Amanda too, when I mentioned it. "I want to make sure the kids are safe when we're not here," I said. "That's fine, I guess," she said. "Little paranoid, though." Paranoid, right. I installed the cameras on January 26th, One in the living room, one in the upstairs hallway, one in the kitchen, all positioned to capture the doors, the movement in and out of rooms. I could access the feeds from my phone, get motion alerts. For the first week, nothing. Just normal house stuff. The kids playing, the babysitter doing her job, Amanda making dinner. Then, February 2nd, a Friday. I was on a job site when I got a motion alert on my phone. 1:47 p.m. I clicked it. Tyler was entering the house through the back door. He had a key. I'd given him one when he moved into the guest house. But the kids weren't home. They were at daycare. Amanda was supposed to be at work. I watched Tyler walk through the kitchen, glance around, then head upstairs. I switched to the hallway camera. He walked straight to our bedroom, knocked once. The door opened. Amanda was there. Not in scrubs, in casual clothes, leggings, and a t-shirt. They didn't say anything. They just embraced. Not a friendly hug, a desperate, hungry hug. And then they kissed. I dropped my phone. I was sitting in my truck in the parking lot of a half-finished house, and I dropped my phone like it had burned me, picked it up with shaking hands, rewound the footage, watched it again, hoping, praying I'd misunderstood. But no, there it was, clear as day. My wife and my brother kissing in the doorway of my bedroom. Then they went inside and closed the door. I sat there for 37 minutes. I know it was 37 minutes because I watched the timestamp on my phone, watched the hallway camera, waited for them to come out. At 2:28 p.m., the door opened. Tyler left first, went back downstairs, out the back door. Amanda went to the bathroom. I could see her walk down the hallway in a towel. She took a shower. At 2:45 p.m., Amanda left the house, probably to pick up the kids from daycare. I didn't go home. I couldn't. I drove to a park, sat in my truck, and tried not to scream. How long had this been going on? Days? Weeks? Months? All those times she'd gone to the gym. All those times Tyler was out looking for jobs. Had they been together? All those afternoons when I was working my ass off to support them, to give them a roof over their heads, food in their stomachs. Had they been fucking in my house? In my bed? I felt like I was going to vomit, but I didn't. Because somewhere between the shock and the rage, my training kicked in. I'm a Marine. I served 4 years, did 2 tours, got out honorably. And one thing the Marines teach you, don't react emotionally, assess, plan, execute. So I sat in that truck and I made a decision. I wasn't going to confront them, not yet. I was going to gather evidence. I was going to document everything. And then, when I had everything I needed, I was going to destroy them both. I went home that night at my normal time, 7 p.m. Amanda was making dinner. The kids were playing in the living room. Tyler was in the guest house. Everything looked normal, picture perfect even. "Hey babe," Amanda said, smiling. "How was your day?" "Fine," I said. "Yours?" "Exhausting. 3 traumas in the ER today. I'm wiped." She didn't work today. I knew that. She'd called in sick. But I smiled and said, "That sounds rough. Thanks for making dinner." We ate. We put the kids to bed. We had sex. She initiated, which she hadn't done in months. I went through the motions, felt nothing, felt dead inside. After she fell asleep, I lay there in the dark, staring at the ceiling I'd built with my own hands and thought, I built this house for my family, and they destroyed it. But I'd take it back. Over the next 2.5 months, I became someone I didn't recognize. On the surface, I was normal Dan. Good husband, good brother, good dad. I smiled, I joked, I went to work, I came home. I played with my kids, I kissed my wife. I had beers with Tyler on the weekends. But underneath, I was building something else. A case, a plan, a reckoning. I went through every second of camera footage from the day I'd installed them. Found 6 instances of Tyler entering the house when Amanda was supposed to be at work but had called in sick or swapped shifts. 4 of those instances, I caught them on camera, in the bedroom, on the living room couch once. Through the window, I could see them in the guest house once. I downloaded everything to an encrypted folder on my laptop, backed it up on a portable hard drive, kept the hard drive in my truck, didn't trust it in the house. I took a sick day, went to the library 2 towns over, researched North Carolina divorce law, found out that adultery is grounds for divorce, that the courts consider it when determining custody, especially if the affair happened in the marital home with children present. Found out that North Carolina is one of only 6 states left where you can sue your spouse's affair partner for alienation of affection. I could sue Tyler, my own brother. Yeah, I was going to do that. I found a lawyer, Margaret Hayes, family law specialist, highly rated, didn't fuck around. I showed her the footage in her office. She watched it without expression, then looked at me. "This is some of the clearest evidence of adultery I've ever seen," she said. "But you cannot let on that you know. Not yet. If you confront them now, they'll get smart. They'll delete things, they'll be careful. You need more time." "How much time?" I asked. "At least a month. 2 would be better. Document everything. Every lie, every time they were together, every suspicious behavior. Build an airtight case." So I did. I kept the cameras running, documented everything. February 14th, Valentine's Day. I worked late on purpose, told Amanda I had an emergency job, came home at 10 p.m. The cameras caught Tyler and Amanda together in the living room while the kids slept upstairs. They were on the couch, her head on his shoulder, watching a movie, like a couple, in my house. February 20th, another afternoon visit. This time, the audio picked up their conversation in the kitchen. Tyler said, "We need to be more careful." Amanda said, "I know, just after the Super Bowl party, maybe we can figure things out." After the Super Bowl party, they were planning their future, in my house, while I paid the mortgage. I opened a separate bank account, started moving money. Not illegally, it was all marital funds, but I wanted control. Met with my accountant, got the business financials in order. Changed the beneficiaries on my life insurance and 401k, from Amanda to my mom. Started seeing a therapist, partly because I needed it, partly to document that I was handling this responsibly, that I wasn't going to do anything crazy. And all the while, I planned the Super Bowl party. It was going to be February 9th, 2025. I'd been hosting these parties for 7 years. This would be year 8, usually 40, 50 people. Family, friends, co-workers, neighbors. Big food spread, multiple TVs, the whole deal. This year, I was going all out. I sent out invites in early January, like always. Amanda and Tyler had no idea this one would be different. I personally made sure certain people were invited. My mom, my sister Michelle, Amanda's parents, some of our mutual friends, a few of my employees, witnesses, supporters. In late January, I met with Margaret again. "I want to do this at the Super Bowl party," I told her. "I want to expose them in front of everyone." She hesitated. Dan, that's very public. Are you sure?" "They humiliated me in private for 4 months," I said. "They get humiliated in public, just once. And then I'm done." She nodded. "Okay, I'll have the divorce papers ready. You can serve them that day. We'll file first thing Monday morning." I spent the first week of February preparing the presentation. I edited the camera footage into a 5-minute compilation. Nothing overly graphic. I wasn't trying to traumatize people. But undeniable, timestamps visible, dates clear. I added a title card at the beginning, while I was working to support our family. And one at the end, "This is what my wife and my brother were doing in my house with my children upstairs." Put it on a USB drive, tested it on my TV. It worked perfectly. The night before the Super Bowl, I couldn't sleep. Lay in bed next to Amanda, listened to her breathe, and thought about backing out. Was public humiliation too far? Was I crossing a line? Then I remembered February 6th, the first time I'd watched them together. The way they'd kissed like they'd been starving for each other. The way they'd walked into my bedroom, the room where I slept, where my kids were conceived, without a second thought. I thought about all the times I'd worked 12-hour days to build my business so I could support them. All the times I'd sent Tyler money when he was struggling, given him a place to live, fed him, treated him like family. All the times I'd trusted Amanda, believed her when she said she was tired, when she said she loved me. I built this house. Tomorrow, I take it back. I woke up on Super Bowl Sunday, knowing that by midnight, my entire life would be different. I just didn't know how many other lives I'd destroy in the process. People started arriving around 3 p.m. The game didn't start until 6:30, but people always came early for the food, the socializing. I'd set up a massive spread, wings, sliders, nachos, dips, the works. Had the living room TV, the basement TV, the outdoor TV all synced up. 43 people confirmed. 43 people were going to witness what happened next. Amanda was the perfect co-host. She'd made 3 different desserts, was chatting with everyone, laughing, playing with the kids. Tyler was there too, drinking beers with my friends Marcus and James, totally relaxed. To everyone else, we looked like the perfect family. I felt like I was watching myself from outside my body. Every smile I gave was a mask. Every, "Hey man, glad you could make it," felt like it was coming from someone else. I'd done this before, played a role, stayed focused on the mission, compartmentalized. But never like this, never in my own home. The kids were upstairs in the playroom with my mom. I'd asked her to keep them up there during the game, told her they could watch a movie, have their own little party. She didn't question it, just said, "Sure, honey, whatever you need." Kickoff happened at 6:30. The game was, I don't even remember the game, honestly. I was just watching the clock. Halftime usually hit around 8:15, 8:20. That's when I'd do it. First quarter passed. I was quieter than usual. A few people noticed. "You okay, Dan?" Marcus asked. "You seem off." "Just tired from setting all this up," I said. "I'm good." Second quarter. I caught Amanda and Tyler making eye contact across the room at one point. A little smile passed between them. Secret. Intimate. Like they had this whole private world I wasn't part of. They did, but not for much longer. Halftime hit at 8:17 p.m. The TV cut to the halftime show. I stood up, grabbed the remote, turned the volume down. "Hey everyone," I called out. "Before the halftime show, I want to do something special." The room quieted down. People looked at me, confused but curious. Some thought I was going to make a toast or an announcement. Amanda looked confused too. "Dan, what are you doing?" she asked. I didn't answer her. Just pulled the USB drive out of my pocket, plugged it into the TV. Everyone was watching now. 43 sets of eyes on me, on the TV. The screen went black for a second. Then the title card appeared in white text. "While I was working to support our family." I heard Amanda gasp, saw Tyler's face go white. Then the footage started. November 12th, 2024, 2:51 p.m. Tyler and Amanda in the hallway, kissing. The timestamp was clear. The date was clear. The camera angle showed them walking into the bedroom, closing the door behind them. Amanda screamed, "Dan, stop! Turn it off!" I didn't move. Stood there with my arms crossed, face blank. Tyler jumped up from his chair. "What the fuck, dude?" Marcus, bless him, moved immediately. Blocked Tyler from getting to me. "Sit down, man." The footage kept playing. 5 minutes of evidence. Multiple dates, multiple instances. November 12th, November 19th, December 3rd, January 15th, February 6th. Timestamps, clear video, audio of them talking. We need to be more careful. After the Super Bowl party, maybe we can figure things out. One shot showed the kids' bedroom door visible in the hallway, proof that my children were in the house when this was happening. The final title card appeared. "This is what my wife and my brother were doing in my house, with my children upstairs, for the past 4 months." The room was dead silent except for the sound of my mother sobbing. I glanced over. She was collapsed on the couch, my sister Michelle holding her. Amanda was crying, shaking. "It's not what it looks like!" I almost laughed. "It's not what it looks like. We all just watched 5 minutes of exactly what it looked like." Tyler was trying to get past Marcus. "Let me fucking talk to him." "No," Marcus said, calm but firm. Another one of my guys, James, moved to help block the door. The TV went black. The footage was over. I reached into my jacket pocket, pulled out 2 manila envelopes, walked over to Amanda first. "Divorce papers," I said, handing her the envelope. "Grounds, adultery. I'm filing for full custody tomorrow." She just stared at me, tears streaming down her face. "Dan, please." I walked over to Tyler, handed him the second envelope. "Eviction notice. You have 30 days to get out, and a lawsuit. Alienation of affection. See you in court, little brother." Tyler looked at the envelope like it was a snake. "You're suing me? I'm your brother." That's when I finally spoke, my voice ice cold, every word deliberate. "You stopped being my brother the first time you fucked my wife in the house I built for you." Tyler lunged at me. I sidestepped. 4 years of Marine training don't just disappear, and he went crashing into the coffee table. Beer bottles went everywhere. My mom was screaming at Tyler, "Get out! Get out of this house!" Amanda's dad, Robert, was yelling at Amanda. "How could you do this? With his brother?" My sister Michelle got in Tyler's face as he scrambled up from the floor. "Don't ever contact me again. You're dead to me." Some guests were leaving, grabbing their coats, clearly uncomfortable. Others stayed, either too shocked to move or wanting to support me. Someone was filming on their phone. I saw it later. The video went viral. That wasn't part of the plan, but I didn't stop it. Amanda was begging. "Dan, please, can we just talk about this privately?" "You had 4 months to talk to me," I said. "I'm done talking." Tyler was being escorted out by Marcus and James. He was yelling, crying, a mess. My mom was still screaming at him. "I have one son now, one son, and it's not you." I needed to get the kids. Went upstairs, found them in the playroom with my mom's friend Carol. My mom had asked Carol to take over, watching them once the footage started. Smart woman, my mom. "Hey guys," I said, kneeling down. "The party's over a little early. Let's get you to bed." Chloe, my oldest, looked up at me with those big eyes. "But we didn't see the halftime show." "I know, baby. Daddy will make it up to you." Put them to bed, read them a story, tuck them in. Chloe asked, "Where's Mommy?" "Mommy had to go somewhere," I said. "She'll see you soon." By the time I got back downstairs, most people were gone. Tyler had peeled out of the driveway in his truck. Amanda was upstairs packing a bag. Her parents were taking her to a hotel. My mom, Michelle, Marcus, and a couple of other close friends were still there. "Dude," Marcus said, "I don't even have words. Are you okay?" "I will be," I said. Everyone left by midnight except Michelle, who helped me clean up a little, though honestly I told her not to worry about it. The house was trashed. Food everywhere, beer bottles, the coffee table Tyler broke. I didn't care. I just sat on the couch in the empty house and stared at the black TV screen. I built this house, and tonight I took it back. But I was wrong about one thing. I thought that was the hardest part. I was very, very wrong. What came next made the Super Bowl party look like a warm-up. The video went viral. I didn't leak it, but someone did. One of the guests posted clips on Facebook before I could stop them. By Monday morning, it had been shared thousands of times. Amanda's Facebook, her Instagram, flooded with comments, most of them hateful. Tyler's social media, too. He deactivated everything within 48 hours. My phone blew up. Over 200 messages in the first week, some supportive, some curious. A few people saying I went too far, that public humiliation was cruel. I didn't respond to any of them. The real fallout took longer to unfold. Tyler was completely cut off by our family. My mom wouldn't answer his calls, changed her locks when he showed up at her house trying to explain. Michelle blocked him on everything, sent him one text that said, "I hope it was worth it. You'll never be part of this family again." Amanda's family was divided. Her dad was ashamed, apologized to me, begged me to think of the kids. I told him I was thinking of the kids. That's why I was getting them away from her influence. Her mom just cried every time I saw her. One of Amanda's brothers tried to defend her, said I was overreacting. Her 2 sisters were horrified by what she'd done. Amanda moved back in with her parents, 28 years old, moved back into her childhood bedroom. She tried reaching out to mutual friends. Most of them ghosted her or gave her the cold shoulder. Small town. Everyone knew. Everyone had seen the video. Tyler tried to apologize. Sent me a text 2 weeks after the Super Bowl. "Dan, I know I fucked up. I know sorry doesn't cut it. But I need you to know I never meant to hurt you. I was stupid and selfish and I hate myself. Please, can we talk?" I blocked his number. He showed up at my house once. I called the cops. They came, saw the eviction notice, escorted him off the property. One of the officers knew me. We'd done some construction work on his house. He told Tyler, "Leave him alone. You did this to yourself." Tyler broke down in front of the cops, full-on sobbing. I watched from my window, felt nothing. Tyler had to move out of the guest house. He tried moving back in with our mom. She wouldn't even open the door. He stayed with a friend for a few weeks. Then that friend kicked him out because Tyler was drinking heavily, not contributing, just wallowing. By March, Tyler was living in his truck. Amanda lost her job. Well, technically, she voluntarily resigned. But everyone knew she was pushed out. The hospital where she worked, everyone there knew within days. Small town, viral video, it spread fast. Some of her colleagues were cold to her. One nurse even reported her to HR, claimed she'd been inappropriately involved with a family member of a patient. It was bullshit, irrelevant, but HR investigated anyway. Amanda's performance suffered. She was calling in sick constantly, emotionally wrecked. By late March, the hospital offered her a choice: resign or be fired. She resigned. Couldn't get another nursing job locally. Her reputation was destroyed. Had to start looking in other cities, other states. My business took a small hit. A few clients thought the public reveal was too much, pulled their contracts, but mostly people supported me. Local community rallied around me. I actually got more business from the support Dan effect than I lost. People respected that I'd stood up for myself. Financially, I was stable. The house was in my name. The business was mine. I'd protected my assets before filing. But it wasn't just about money or jobs. The real damage was deeper. Amanda spiraled, hard, fell into severe depression, stopped eating, lost 15 pounds in a month, stopped showering regularly. Her parents forced her into therapy. She called me at 2 a.m. once, sobbing, said, "I made a mistake. I'm so sorry. Please give me another chance." "You made a choice," I told her. "Hundreds of choices, for 4 months. Goodbye, Amanda." Hung up. Blocked her number too. Tyler was worse. The drinking got bad, really bad. He'd always had issues with alcohol, but this was different. He was drinking every day, stopped taking care of himself, isolated completely. Tried to reach out to old friends. They all knew the story. Most refused to see him. Mid-March, I got a call from a hospital in Raleigh. Tyler had been admitted for alcohol poisoning. They'd found him passed out in his truck in a Walmart parking lot. My mom was still his emergency contact. She went to the hospital, but when Tyler woke up, when he saw her standing there, she just looked at him and said, "I have one son now, and it's not you." Then she left. Tyler called me from the hospital. I didn't answer. He left a voicemail. "Dan, please, I need help. I'm sorry. I'm so fucking sorry. Please don't give up on me." Deleted it. A few days later, the hospital social worker called me. They'd found my number in Tyler's phone. "Mr. Morrison, I'm calling about your brother Tyler. He's being discharged, but I'm concerned. He's expressing suicidal ideation. We can't hold him against his will, but I'm worried. Is there any way you can help?" I sat there for a long time, the social worker waiting on the other end of the line. "He made his choices," I finally said. "I can't help him." "He's your brother." "Not anymore." I hung up. That call haunted me for weeks. I'd lie in bed at night and think, what if Tyler actually does something? What if he kills himself? Is that on me? Then I'd remember. November 12th, December 3rd, February 6th. All those days I worked 12-hour shifts to support them. All those days they were together in my house, in my bed, laughing at me behind my back. No, he did this, not me. The divorce proceedings started. Amanda contested custody, but her lawyer told her she'd lose. The evidence was overwhelming. The affair, the fact that it happened in the marital home with the children present. A court-ordered custody evaluation happened in April. Social worker interviewed both of us, visited both homes, talked to the kids. Her report came back in early May, recommended primary custody to me. Amanda could have supervised visitation until she stabilized her living situation and mental health. The alienation of affection lawsuit against Tyler went forward too. Tyler couldn't afford a lawyer, didn't show up to court. I won a default judgment for $50,000. He'll never pay it. He doesn't have $50, let alone $50,000. But it's on record, forever. I ran into Amanda at the grocery store in late April. First time I'd seen her since the Super Bowl. She looked terrible. Thin, dark circles under her eyes, hair unwashed and pulled back in a messy ponytail. "Dan," she said, stopping her cart when she saw me. "Please, can we just talk?" There's nothing to say. I know I fucked up. I know I destroyed everything. But I miss my kids. Please don't take them from me completely. "You took yourself from them," I said, "the day you chose to fuck my brother in our house while they slept upstairs." She started crying. Right there in the cereal aisle, people staring. I walked away. Felt nothing. No satisfaction, no vindication, just empty. By May, the dust had settled. The divorce was almost final. Tyler was gone. Heard he'd moved to Georgia, working construction as a laborer. Ironic, same field as me, but at the bottom. Amanda was living in a city 90 minutes away, working at a hospital there. Fresh start, I guess. And me? I had my kids, I had my house, I had my business, I'd won. But it didn't feel like I thought it would. Summer came. The divorce finalized in June. I got primary custody. Amanda got visitation every other weekend, supervised at first, then unsupervised once the social worker cleared her. The kids were adjusting, both in therapy, play therapy for Mason, talk therapy for Chloe. They were doing okay, all things considered. One day in late June, Chloe asked me, "Daddy, why doesn't Mommy live with us anymore?" "Mommy and I couldn't be married anymore," I said. "But she still loves you, and I still love you. That hasn't changed." "Is it because of Uncle Tyler?" My heart stopped. "How do you know about that?" "I heard Grandma Susan yelling at him at the Super Bowl party. She said he was bad." Jesus, she'd heard more than I thought. "Uncle Tyler made some bad choices," I said carefully. "But that's not your fault, okay? None of this is your fault. You didn't do anything wrong." She hugged me. "Okay, Daddy." I held her and thought, I did this for you. I did all of this so you'd know your dad doesn't accept betrayal, doesn't let people walk all over him. So you'd grow up seeing that boundaries matter. But would she understand that when she was older? Or would she just remember the yelling, the crying, her mom falling apart? I didn't know, still don't. My relationship with my mom got stronger. She helped with the kids constantly, picked them up from school, watched them when I worked late. We'd have dinner together at least twice a week, just me, her, the kids, and my sister Michelle. Michelle had moved back to town in July. She'd been living out of state for a few years, but she came back to be closer to family. We got close again, closer than we'd been since we were kids. One night in August, we had a family dinner at my house. Just the 4 adults and the kids. Mom made her famous lasagna. The kids were playing in the yard. It felt normal. Good even. "I'm proud of you, Danny," my mom said, "for standing up for yourself, for protecting your kids." "I still think about Tyler sometimes," I admitted. "So do I," she said. "But I can't forgive what he did. Maybe someday, not now." I joined a single parents group in September, mostly divorced dads, a few single moms. We'd meet every other week, talk about co-parenting, about moving on, about rebuilding. It helped, knowing I wasn't alone. Met a guy named Paul there, 34, divorced 2 years ago. His ex cheated too. We became friends. He got it in a way most people didn't. "The first year is the worst," he told me. "But it gets better. You'll see." I started doing things for myself again. Picked up guitar. I used to play in high school, hadn't touched it in years. Started teaching Chloe and Mason basic chords. Those Sunday afternoons, the 3 of us sitting on the couch making terrible music, laughing, those were good. Started working out. Not obsessively, just taking care of myself. Running a few miles a few times a week. Felt good to be in my body again, to feel strong. Took the kids on weekend trips, beach in September, mountains in October. Making new memories, clean memories, in places that didn't remind us of Amanda or Tyler or any of it. In November, I met someone, Emily. She was Chloe's teacher at school. We met at a parent-teacher conference. "Chloe's a wonderful student," she said. "She talks about you all the time. You've clearly given her a lot of stability this year." "She's been through a lot," I said. "We all have." "I know," Emily said gently. She mentioned it once. "I'm sorry." We started talking. Got coffee one weekend, then dinner, then a few more dates. I was cautious as hell. Trust didn't come easy anymore. But Emily was patient, kind, didn't push. "I'm not trying to replace anyone," she said after our 4th date. "I just think you're worth getting to know." By December, we were dating seriously. I hadn't introduced her to the kids yet, wanted to be sure first. But it felt right. Felt like maybe I could trust again. Someday. Christmas 2025 was different, our first Christmas post-divorce. Amanda got the kids Christmas morning. I had agreed to that, wanted them to see their mom on holidays. When they came back to my house at noon, they were happy. Amanda had gotten them gifts, been sober, seemed better, according to my mom, who did the drop-off. I felt relieved that Amanda seemed to be healing, sad for what could have been, and at peace finally that I'd made the right choice. We had Christmas dinner at my house. Me, the kids, my mom, Michelle. Emily came too, I'd introduced her to the kids a few weeks earlier. They liked her. She wasn't trying to be their mom, just Miss Emily, who was nice and made their dad smile. It was a good day. By the end of the year, I realized something. I didn't need closure from Amanda or Tyler. I needed closure from myself. And I was finally getting it. February 2026 rolled around. Super Bowl Sunday. 1 year later, I didn't host a party. Couldn't. That tradition was dead, buried with my old life. Instead, I went to Paul's house. Low-key gathering, just a few guys from the single parents group, kids playing in the yard, normal, quiet. Someone mentioned, "Isn't this usually your party?" "Used to be," I said. "Not anymore." "You could start a new tradition," Paul suggested. "Maybe next year." I got updates on Amanda and Tyler through the grapevine. Small town, people talk. Amanda was living in Charlotte now, working at a hospital there, doing okay from what I heard. Seeing the kids regularly, we'd moved to unsupervised visitation in the fall. She was sober, stable, dating someone new. I didn't care. Good for her, honestly. The kids needed their mom healthy. She'd sent me a letter in January. I didn't open it. Gave it to my lawyer to file away. Whatever she had to say, I didn't need to hear it. Tyler was in Georgia, working construction, same as me, but as a laborer, not an owner. Heard through my mom's friend that he'd gotten sober. 6 months clean, was going to AA, trying to rebuild his life. He'd sent me a letter too. I opened that one. Don't know why. Maybe because he was my brother once, before everything. "Dan," it read, "I don't expect forgiveness. I don't expect you to ever talk to me again. I just want you to know I'm trying to be better. I'm sober, I'm working, I'm in therapy. I know I destroyed everything. I know I hurt you in the worst possible way. I'm sorry. I'll always be sorry. I hope you and the kids are happy. You deserve that. Tyler." I read it twice, then put it in a drawer. Didn't respond, didn't throw it away either. My mom still won't talk to him. "Maybe when I'm dead," she said once, "he can apologize to my grave." Michelle's the same. "He's dead to me," she says. I don't know how I feel. Some days I think about reaching out. Most days I don't. The wound's still too fresh. Maybe it always will be. My life now is good, not perfect, but good. The business is thriving. 20 employees now, booked a year out. The kids are doing great. Chloe's excelling in school. Mason's a happy, wild little boy. They're resilient. Like their dad, Emily says. Emily and I are still together, taking it slow. She met my family at Thanksgiving. They love her. She's not Amanda. That's the point. She's someone new, someone who sees me for who I am now, not who I was. I still see my therapist once a month. Still have bad days. Still have nightmares sometimes about that Tuesday afternoon. Watching that footage for the first time, feeling my world collapse. But mostly I have good days. I was sitting on my porch a few nights ago, the porch I built with my own hands, looking out at the guest house. It's been empty for a year. I've thought about renting it out, thought about tearing it down, haven't decided yet. I thought about everything that happened, the betrayal, the revenge, the fallout, the year of rebuilding. And I realized I spent 3 months planning revenge. 89 days of documenting, strategizing, preparing for that moment at halftime when I'd destroy them both. And it worked. I did destroy them. Amanda lost her job, her home, her reputation. Tyler lost his family, his home, his dignity. I won everything. The house, the kids, the business, the respect of everyone who mattered. But here's the thing. Nobody tells you about revenge. It doesn't make you whole. It doesn't heal the wound. It just makes you even. I got my justice. I got my closure. I exposed them in front of everyone, made them face consequences for what they did. And I'd do it again. I don't regret it, but it didn't fix me. That part I had to do myself. Therapy, time, building a new life, one day at a time. I built this house with my own hands. Every beam, every nail, every window. I built my business from nothing. I built a family, a life, a future, and when it all fell apart, when the two people I trusted most in the world destroyed everything I'd built, I thought revenge would make me feel whole again. It didn't. But rebuilding did. I don't know if I'll ever forgive Amanda. I don't know if I'll ever forgive Tyler. I don't know if I'll ever let them back into my life in any meaningful way. But I forgave myself for trusting them, for ignoring the signs, for believing that family first meant something to them the way it meant something to me. And that was enough. I built this house, I built this life, and when it burned down, I built it again. That's what I do. I build.